We are on the record. This is a virtual local public hearing for the Evergy rate case, file number ER 2024-0189. It's being held at noon on August 1st, 2024. The Missouri Public Service Commission has set this time for a local public hearing to give members of the public a chance to comment about Evergy West's general rate increase application. The commission regulates the rates charged by public utility companies in Missouri to ensure that those rates are just and reasonable. The commission also regulates the quality of service and safety of the operations of public utilities. My name is Ron Pridgeon. I am the regulatory law judge presiding over this hearing. The commissioners have not made any decisions in this case, and they cannot answer any questions because they need to wait until all of the evidence has been presented. Let me see if we have any entries of appearance from council, beginning with Evergy, please.
Yes, can you hear me, Judge?
Yes, sir, I can.
My name is Roger Steiner. I am an attorney for Evergy Missouri West. My address is 1200 Main Street, Kansas City, Missouri, 64105.
Mr. Steiner, thank you. Any entry on behalf of the staff of commission, please?
Yes, Judge, thank you. Can you hear me?
I can, thank you.
This is Travis Pringle appearing on behalf of staff. My contact information is P.O. Box 360, Jefferson City, Missouri, 65102.
Mr. Pringle, thank you. Any entry on behalf of the Office of the Public Counsel?
Yes, thank you, Judge. Mark Poston, appearing for the Office of the Public Counsel.
Mr. Poston, thank you. Any entries from any interveners? All right, hearing none. I don't know, Mr. Pringle, or if anyone else can answer this, if we have any sort of sign-up sheet, see what kind of witnesses we might have today.
Nothing on my end, Judge. Have not seen a list.
All right, is anyone aware of any sort of sign-up sheet?
I don't believe so, Your Honor. There were some people asking, customers asking questions in the Q&A session, but.
Okay, Mr. Steiner, thank you. In that case, let me see first before we take any witnesses, if there are any commissioners who wish to make any opening remarks before we proceed to testimony.
Judge, this is Commissioner Holzman.
Yes, sir, go ahead.
Thank you. Just want to thank everybody. If anyone testifies today, this is the fourth hearing or local public hearing that we've had in consecutive days. This is the first virtual one. We did have some participants last night who felt like they wanted to have more time. We offered to have them come in today, so maybe we'll hear from some of them. Also want to mention that Chair Hahn is participating from a listening standpoint. She's unable from a technical standpoint to contribute, so I would just like to welcome everybody on behalf of the commissioners to this local public hearing via WebEx. Thank you.
Commissioner, thank you. Any further opening remarks from commissioners? Okay, hearing none, we will then proceed to testimony. And because I don't have any sort of sign-up sheet, I guess I will just ask if anyone would like to testify.
Hello, my name is Bob Claus. I'm a resident of Lee Summit.
All right, if you'd like to testify, let me swear you in and then ask you to spell your name for the court reporter. And then I'm going to ask everyone to limit their testimony to 5 minutes so everyone has plenty of time to testify. So Mr. Claus, if you'll raise your right hand to be sworn, please.
Yes.
Do you swear the evidence you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you very much. If you'll state and spell your name for the court reporter, please.
Yes, my name is Robert Glauz, spelled G-L-A-U-Z.
All right. And what is your testimony for the commission, please?
I just wanted to make some comments about some observations from the Evergy 2023 annual report. Specifically, they showed return on equity for Evergy, this segment, Missouri West, and how it compared to other utility companies in the S&P 500. Over the last 5 years, Evergy has shown about a 2% return on equity, whereas the average for the S&P 500 companies is about 7% return. The increase that they are requesting is targeting a 10.5% return on equity. And I know that some jurisdictions limit that return on equity, or at least limit what they are striving for. And I thought that the 10.5 was overreaching, rather high for a utility company. That was the main point I wanted to make. I'm hoping that that request will be assessed in a manner that would preferably result in a lower return on equity in line with other utility companies. One other comment, this increase is going to be hitting residential customers more than commercial customers. And I understand that there's some process for determining that, but as a residential customer, I'm not too happy that we're catching more of the burden of this increase. And that's all I have.
Right, Mr. Gloss, thank you. Are there any commissioner questions? Right, hearing none. Mr. Gloss, thank you for your testimony. Is there anyone else who wishes to testify? Right, going once, going twice. I'll give one last opportunity. Does anyone else wish to make any testimony in today's local public hearing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm sorry. If you'll identify yourself, please.
Yep, Jesse Green.
Right, Mr. Green.
Jesse Green, like the color.
If you'll raise your right hand to be sworn, please. Do you swear the evidence you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, thank you, sir. When you're ready, your 5 minutes is beginning.
It'll be short and sweet. I made some comments last night there in Sedalia, and just had a quick follow up in the Q&A, and touching base there, and it was pretty obvious that what I spoke about last night with false advertisement became very true whenever I learned in the Q&A session from Evergy's spokesperson that the actual average bill in Evergy, Missouri West is $126, so 26% higher than their flyer put out. So whenever we are talking dollars to the consumer, I would assume that we would try to be more accurate and in the false advertisement, but it's definitely something that has turned out to be something that Evergy, maybe would normally do. Thank you.
Mr. Green, thank you. Does the commission have any questions? All right, hearing none. Mr. Green, thank you again. Does anyone else
You bet. Thanks.
wish to testify? All right, hearing no volunteers. Is there?
Yes, I do.
I'm sorry, could you
Hello.
identify yourself, please?
Daryl Foster.
All right, if you'll raise your right hand to be sworn, please. Do you swear the evidence you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, thank you. If you'll State and spell your name for the court reporter, please.
Daryl Foster, DARYL FOSTER.
All right. And what is your testimony today?
Well, I'd just like to bring up the fact that, they wanted to do this fuel adjustment, raise this up for the fuel adjustment cost. I know on the management side, I believe they're kind of heavy on that side. And with this day and age of computers and that sort of technology that, some of these service centers that have maybe 7 or 8 employees, but they have a supervisor over them, could be ran, by another service center or whatever. And they could trim some fat that away. And, and I don't know what's going on with the wind energy out in western Kansas, if that's being used and utilized like it should be. But I think this 17% increase could be a lot less if they just let us know. I don't know what, like I said, I don't know what's going on with that out there. But there is some fat that could be trimmed in other places, I believe. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Any commissioner questions? All right. Hearing none. Thank you. Does anyone else wish to testify? Okay, I have waited a few seconds. I haven't heard any other requests to testify. Are there any remarks from the commissioners before we close?
Judge, I just would reiterate our appreciation for the time that the testimonies have taken today, especially Jeff, who was there last night and made his remarks. To come back the next day and follow up does show us that there's a commitment in getting more educated on the issues and sharing his thoughts, and as well as Bob and everyone else who came today. We appreciate it. We have another one at 6 o'clock this evening. So if someone didn't get a chance to get in today, there's one more opportunity for our 5th local public hearing. And I would encourage them to do that as well. Otherwise, we thank them for their time. And I thank you, Judge, for running the meeting, and everyone have a great afternoon.
All right, Commissioner, thank you. Anything else from any commissioners before we close? All right, hearing nothing, that will conclude the noon local public hearing. As Commissioner Holzman said, we also have another one set for 6 p.m. this evening. Thank you very much for your attendance and your participation, and we are off the record.